Hello and welcome. My name is Ali Bolano, and this is Yoga for Spaceholders. And whether you hold space in the yoga room, in a therapy office, at home, with family, or with friends, or simply in the work that you do out in the world, this practice is for you. To be spaceholders means that we often carry more than most. So this practice is an opportunity to give back to you because you give so much to others. So let's take a moment or two to settle in and to arrive. So first, I'll invite you to take a look around your space and just notice the objects around you. This is called orienting, just taking note of the space around you, the objects around you, and just notice if you feel safe in your space. Does this space feel safe to you? Does your space help your nervous system settle? Notice if there are any tweaks you can make to help your system settle a little bit more. Maybe it's locking the door for privacy. Maybe it's rearranging something just so. Maybe it's dimming the lights. Take a few moments just to adjust as needed right now, and then meet me back on your mat. And as you settle back to your mat, I'll invite you to find a comfortable seat. You're welcome to sit cross-legged or hips to heels, or you can lie down, whatever is best for your body in this moment. And please know that any suggestion that I give is always just that, a suggestion. You get to choose always what actions you want to take, what poses you want to take, skip or modify or explore in a different way. So please note that throughout your practice that you have the power to always choose your next step. All right. So if it would feel okay for you to shift your attention inward, you're welcome to do that. If that doesn't feel right for you today, I'll invite you to keep your attention outward. So perhaps focusing on an object in the room or the feeling of your body against your mat, something like that to kind of keep your attention outward. Otherwise, if it feels okay to shift your attention toward you, toward your inner experience, I welcome that now. You could either close your eyes or find a soft gaze. And we'll take a moment or two here to tune into ourselves. Not to change anything, just to notice what's here now. A lot of times our energy is flowing outward, whether that's consuming information, whether that's geared toward helping others. Either way, how often do you take time to tune back into you? This is your time now. You might imagine calling back all of the energy that is usually flowing out. Maybe you imagine bringing that energy back with your breath. So with every inhale, we're calling back that energy. And with every exhale, we're letting it settle into our system. I had a mentor call this you for you energy, calling back your energy. If it feels right to take a couple conscious breaths here, you're welcome to do that with that intention of calling back your energy. Calling it back to you. to this moment. Notice if you might like to take one more conscious breath here in and out. And then notice if you can settle your energy right at the base of your spine. So settling your awareness right at the base of your spine, your root chakra. Notice if you can feel that connection between your root, the base of your spine, and whatever it is you're sitting on, whether that's your mat or a prop. And then you might start to rock like I am, a little forward, back, side to side. Just starting to feel into the base of your spine, the base of your energy, the base of the chakra system. You might start to make the movements a little bit bigger. Notice how big or small you'd like to take these. You might move side to side. Just starting to feel into your body. Notice if any other movements want to come, maybe some wrist rolls or neck rolls. Consider this practice an experiment with your body, a conversation with your body. Notice as you try on different movements, what feedback your body gives you through sensation or even pain. And if there is pain, I'll invite you to back away from that, allowing yourself to find what feels okay or neutral or even good. Take a few more moments here and then come back through to center. You're welcome to stay right where you are in this seat, or you can find child's pose, bringing your knees onto the mat. I like to open up the knees wide. You might bring the feet a little bit closer and then sit your hips back toward your heels. You can always prop yourself up on your forearms, or you can extend your arms long. It might feel nice to place your forehead on something, whether that's a block or bolster or the mat. Notice how this pose feels in your body, and notice if there's any adjustments you can take to make it feel a little bit better. Maybe that's coming back to your seat altogether. I'd like to share a little wisdom from a trauma-informed teacher, Zabi Yamasaki. She reminds us as space holders to be extra gentle with ourselves. This is a constant reminder that we don't have to have it all figured out, that we can take all the time we need, and that our own healing can coexist with the healing of those we serve. That our resilience, the language of our nervous system, and our messy pathway to post-traumatic growth can be our greatest gift in holding space for others. This is your permission to be compassionate with yourself throughout this practice, to take pauses, to go slow, to listen to your body. If it feels right, I'll invite you to take a breath through the nose and a longer breath through nose or mouth. If that felt good, take another. Inhale through the nose. Longer breath through nose or mouth. When you're ready, slowly come up to a tabletop position. And if the knees are sensitive here, I'll invite you to place something underneath the knees, whether that's a blanket or folding up your mat a little bit for a little more cushion. And if the wrists are ever sensitive, you can always take fists. Once again, take a moment to explore a little bit here, rocking a little bit forward, back, side to side, forward, back, side to side, finding a rhythm that suits you. Maybe making the movements a little bit bigger. You could even find circles with the hips in one direction, then in the other. You'll notice I give a lot of options in practice. Please choose the one that feels right to you. You can try some on and then decide not to do it. That's okay. You can always change your mind. When you're ready, we'll meet back in a neutral tabletop position for a couple rounds of cat-cow to warm up the spine. Exhale the breath. As you inhale, reach your heart forward, gaze forward, belly drops, tailbone high. And as you exhale, round your spine, press the ground away, drop the head and the tailbone. Inhale, heart forward, gaze forward, belly drops. Exhale, send your spine high, dome through the upper back. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, spine high. If you'd like, you can continue on with these movements, either linking movement to breath or pausing in either shape. And finding a few breaths as you hold each shape. Sometimes when I pause in a shape, it helps me find the nuance of it. It helps me dig a little deeper into sensation, into what feels good or okay for my body. Come back to neutral. This time we'll do the same thing, but we'll add on one pose. So when you're ready, exhale the breath. As you inhale, reach your heart forward, let your belly drop. Exhale, send your spine high, and then take it back to child's pose. You don't have to go all the way back, maybe just a slight shift of the hips. We'll do that a couple more times. As you inhale, reach your heart forward, come back into cow pose. Exhale, send your spine high, hold the shape as you send it back to child's. Inhale, heart forward, belly drops. Exhale, send your spine high, and then take it back. Stay here or do it one more time through. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, spine high, and take it back. Really nice. This time, come back through to neutral tabletop. If you have your mat folded, unfold. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. So planting the hands to the mat, tuck the toes under, send your hips up and back to down dog, this upside down V shape with the body. Find a hand and foot position that feels right. You can always keep a nice generous bend in the knees here. And then notice what it would feel like to press your hands into the mat, almost like you're pressing the ground away as you send your hips a little bit higher toward the sky. Notice if stillness feels right or a little movement is calling. You're welcome to bend into each knee, maybe bend into both at the same time. You might sway the hips a little side to side or shake the head out. I'll invite you to take one full cycle of breath here. Inhale. Slow, steady exhale. This time, lift your heels high. Shift your gaze forward. You can walk your feet forward or walk your hands back. Just however you want to get there, we'll meet in a forward fold. So feet about hip distance apart, maybe wider, maybe closer. Might look different for all of us. You're welcome to catch opposite elbows. See if you can let your head hang heavy.
We hold our head up all day long. What does it feel like to let that holding go for a moment? You can keep a nice, generous bend in the knees. Sometimes that helps our hamstrings not feel so tight. Sway a little side to side or stay still. You can stay here or option for a shoulder opener, interlacing the fingers at the lower back, staying there, or send the knuckles up, maybe overhead. How do your shoulders feel today? Is there any sensation as you explore this? Notice how your body is speaking to you, letting go of the grip whenever you're ready. If the knees feel okay today, you can place your fingertips about 10 inches out in front of your feet or use your blocks. And then bend your knees, come into a deep knee bend, curling into a ball. You can let your forehead round towards your knees, stretching through the entire spine. You might lift the heels high to stretch through the soles of the feet, or even press the heels down to stretch the ankles and calves. And slowly release. Come back to your forward fold. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. And on your next inhale, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Head comes up last. Samastitihi, standing at attention. With our palms together in front of our heart, this is Anjali Mudra, a gesture of gratitude, a gesture of presence, of thanks. And as we slowly bow our chin toward our chest, it's a gesture of humility. Now you might stand still here, or maybe find a little rock side to side, a little bilateral movement. You're welcome to take a moment here to set a personal intention for this practice. Maybe it's sending love to yourself or someone in need. Maybe a group of people in need. Maybe it's something, a quality you'd like to embody in your life right now. Take a moment to call it in, name it in your mind. And we'll seal our intentions with a full cycle of breath. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, reach your arms toward the sky, big stretch skyward. As you exhale, bring your palms back through to heart center. Inhale, reach out and up, big stretch to the sky. Exhale, palms meet at your heart. This time, inhale, reach to the sky. This time, as you exhale, reach over toward the right as you bring your right arm underneath you, kind of making like an S shape. You could put a little bend in your right knee. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, switch out the shape, switch out the arms, bending the left knee. We'll move breath to movement as you inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale to the right. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale to the left. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the right. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the left. This time as you inhale, reach to the sky. As you exhale, option to cactus the elbows as you gently take the upper body back. So we're not looking for a huge back bend, but just a lift of the heart. It's almost like the shoulder blades are like a shelf lifting the heart toward the sky. As you inhale, come back to center, reach to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, palms through heart center as you forward fold. And come to the top of the mat if you're not there already. You might have blocks nearby. You might want them if you do have them. If not, you'll be totally fine.
On your next inhale, fingertips to shins or fingertips in line with the toes or even to the blocks. Reach your heart forward, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. As you exhale, forward fold, little bend in the knees. We'll do that a couple times. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. This time, as you exhale, bend the knees, hands to the blocks or to the mat. Step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat, finding a lunge. Taking a moment here to set up your lunge. You might bring that right foot a little bit more forward so the knees over the ankle doesn't have to be perfect, but when we stack joint over joint, there might be a little more stability there. And then you can find a little bit of movement, rocking a little forward, a little back. And as you do this, see if you can engage your legs, so squeezing muscle to bone. So squeezing the muscles as you move to integrate the joints, the muscles and the tendons. You might straighten out the front leg if that's accessible and it feels good. Whenever you're ready, come back to your lunge. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, step back, downward facing dog. This time from down dog, we'll come forward to high plank. You're welcome to drop your knees. Sometimes it takes pressure off the lower back when we drop the knees. So explore what feels right. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, slowly lower all the way down to your chest and belly. Untuck the toes. Ground through the tops of the feet, so press the tops of the feet into the mat. This helps the legs engage. Plant the hands underneath your shoulders. And as you inhale, lift your chest. Baby cobra, starting soft, starting gentle. See if you can reconnect back with your breath here. You might feel a little lift on the inhale and a little lower on the exhale. One more inhale here, maybe lift a little higher. As you exhale, forehead back down. Inhale, press up to tabletop. As you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Bring the feet together, shift your gaze forward. You can walk up or jump up to your forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, bend the knees and step the right foot back this time. Once again, coming into your lunge, set yourself up. And then again, hug skin to muscle, muscle to bone, finding that integration first, and then finding a little bit of movement. How is your body speaking to you today? Sensation is the language of the body. Notice how it feels to move the muscles, move the legs. When you're ready, come back to your lunge. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, step back, down dog. Inhale forward, high plank. Again, option to drop the knees. Lower all the way down to the mat. We'll take a second cobra here. Untuck the toes. Ground the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest. Cobra. Notice if you want to lift a little bit higher. But then check your shoulders. Are they up towards your ears? Is it possible to bring them back down a little bit, create some space there? Notice how that feels. As you inhale, maybe lift a little higher. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, press up to tabletop or plank. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Shift the gaze forward, bend the knees. At the bottom of your exhale, you can walk or jump up to your forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale and fold. Put a little bend in the knees, rotate the palms forward. This time as you inhale, reach forward and up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your palms to heart center. Okay, we'll do a little chair pose flow next. So when you're ready, drop your hips, bend your knees, coming into chair pose. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, maybe sit a little bit lower, but reach your right arm back, your left arm forward. As you inhale, stand tall, reach both arms high. As you exhale, bend the knees, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale back to center, reach high. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. You know where we're going. Continue moving at your own pace. You can let go of the breath if you want, or use it as pacing. Notice if you want to move slower. Notice if you want to move faster. Take it one more time through on each side. All right, and then reach the arms overhead, big breath in. As you exhale, palms to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Pause for a moment. Notice how the body feels after that flowing movement. And then slowly step to the top of your mat and turn toward the right. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, big step to the right, 4 to 5 feet, arms parallel to the mat. Now bend the right knee, point the toes toward the back of the mat. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend the right knee for warrior 2. You might take a moment here. I like to find a little bit of movement before I settle into the pose to let my body kind of adjust, let the fascia open slowly so the stretch or the intensity of the pose doesn't hit me all at once. And then you might pause. See if you can feel the mat underneath your feet supporting you. You might imagine your arms are resting, almost like they're resting on water. So they're firm, but they aren't occupying too much energy. They're almost floating. And then reach a little forward, flip the front palm. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. So right arm comes up, bring the left arm out from underneath you. So almost like that S shape again. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly release and switch it out. Kind of coming into a little bit of an extended side angle. Inhale back to reverse the warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Inhale back to reverse the warrior. This time reach up and back, big stretch. And as you exhale, bring your arms to a T, straighten out the front leg, pivot the right toes toward the side of your mat. Take a big breath in, lift your chest. As you exhale, bend your knees as you forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Take a moment to settle in. You might bend into either knee, just rocking a little from side to side. And then we'll take a twist here. So left hand underneath your shoulder, maybe to a block. Love a block here. Right palm to your lower back. Reach your heart forward, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, start to stack the right shoulder over your left. Doesn't have to stack perfectly. And if you notice your right hip lifting a lot, see if you can drop the right hip in space a little bit, maybe bending into your knees. So we're twisting from the mid back. Maybe extending the right arm up toward the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, right hand to the ground. Take a moment here. When you're ready, bring your hands to your hips. And as you inhale, slowly rise. Really nice. Good work. Let's pivot the left toes toward the top of the mat. Take a deep breath in, arms extend wide. As you exhale, bend the left knee, warrior 2. Once again, take a moment, settle in.
Give your body a chance to arrive in this new shape on this side. Can you feel strength in your legs here? Notice if you can allow that energy to travel up and then out through the arms. Take one more breath here in Warrior Two. Virabhadrasana 2. Reach a little forward, flip the left palm as you inhale, reverse, and then send the bottom arm under. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, switch out the arms, and lean a little bit forward, almost like that extended side angle shape. And release. Inhale, come back to reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. This time, inhale, reverse your warrior. You might reach a little further back, stretching through the left side body. And as you exhale, bring your arms back parallel to the mat. Straighten the left leg, pivot the left toes. You know where we're going. Fold over your legs. You can bend the knees a little bit. We'll take our twist here. So right hand under the shoulder, left palm to the lower back. Reach your heart forward. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, stack. Left shoulder over right. You can keep a little bend in the knees here. Notice if you'd like to extend the left arm. You can if you want to. Otherwise, you don't have to. It's the beauty of our yoga practice. We get to choose. One more breath here. And slowly release, hands to the mat. Pop up to the fingertips. Exhale the breath. As you inhale, bring your hands to your hips and slowly rise. All right. Relax your arms by your sides. As you inhale, big step to the left, arms overhead. Exhale, palms at heart center. Samastitihi. Take a breath here and just notice the after effects of those poses, of that movement. And then notice if you'd like to take a sip of water, take a quick break. We'll meet back in child's pose whenever you're ready. We'll take a breath or two here to reset, to slow down the heart rate. This is our opportunity to begin again. Slow down the breath if it feels right to do so. And then from child's pose, we'll take puppy pose. So walking your knees back a little bit, so the knees are underneath your hips, and then walking the hands forward a little bit as you drop your chest toward the ground. Now, this might be kind of intense, so you could always stay up on your forearms and kind of drop your forehead and your head to the ground. You could always place a block underneath your forehead here too. So find what feels right. But we're aiming for an opening through the chest as we let the chest kind of sink toward the ground as our hips are up toward the sky. Take one more breath here. And slowly release, slowly come out of the pose. We'll meet in downward facing dog. From down dog, shift your gaze forward, bend your knees. The bottom of your exhale, you could walk up, maybe jump up if that's in your practice. And slowly come up to standing, however you'd like to get there. We'll move into a couple balancing postures, starting with tree pose. So for tree, I like to start with my hands on my hips, shift the weight into the right foot, put a little bend in the left knee, and then bring the left foot to the inside of the ankle, maybe the inside of the calf, maybe all the way up toward the thigh, maybe not. Again, you might try it on and then choose something different. And then find a position for your hands that feels right. You could be in prayer. You could reach the arms high, almost like branches. You might imagine your roots growing down from your foot into the earth, stabilizing you. Trees sway, right? Trees weather storms. They're rooted through it all. See if you can embody those elements through your tree right here, right now. When you're ready, bring your palms back through to center. Bring your knee forward, release the foot, switch it out. Bring the foot to the inner ankle, calf, or thigh. This side might look different. That's okay. Once again, can you imagine those roots stabilizing you, grounding you? And then from that steady foundation, can you grow? Can you expand? Can you reach to the sky? Take a deep breath in. Slow breath out. And slowly bring your palms back through to center. Rotate the knee forward. Release. Let it go. We'll take a moment to explore a back bend here. So bring the feet about hip distance apart. Bring your hands to your lower back. Fingertips point down. Maybe the elbows squeeze a little further back if that's available. Maybe not. And then energetically pull the heels away from one another. This helps create a little space in the lower back. And then again, start to lift your heart up toward the sky. So not really leaning too far back, but really emphasizing the lift. And then from that integrated space, maybe explore a deeper back bend. Keep the legs strong, feet firm. Exhale here. And release. Slowly rise. Reach your arms up toward the sky. We'll take a kind of modified version of dancer. So reach your right arm back. Bend your right knee. Catch the foot from the instep. Knees together to start. You can pause here. I really feel a quad stretch, a thigh stretch here. You may or may not, but just notice what you do feel. Pause here for a moment. You can stay right here. This is the pose. Or maybe start to kick back a little bit. This could be the pose. Maybe kick back a little further. Reaching a little forward and up with the left fingertips. Kicking back. We're staying still for 3, 2, 1, and release. Right foot down. Switch out the arms. Switch out the legs. Catch the foot. Then bring your knees closer. They don't have to touch, but closer together. And then notice if you feel anything in the front of your left hip or thigh. If you do, you might want to stay there and just explore that stretch. Otherwise, you're welcome to kick back a little bit. But I encourage you not to go to your deepest or fullest or edge. Just exploring little by little. Exploring our capacity little by little. For 3, 2, 1, and release. Let it go. Shake it out. Roll it out. And I'll invite you to place your hands over your heart or relax your arms by your sides. You might find a little sway like I'm doing right now. This bilateral movement to engage both sides of the brain, to encourage a little more regulation through the nervous system. There's a reason we do this with babies. So just by being here is an act of love, not only for you, but for your community too. sending that love, that care right back to you and your heart. Slowly release, arms by your sides. Come to the top of the mat if you're not there already. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bend your knees and forward fold. We'll meet in downward facing dog and get there however you like. And then from down dog, drop your knees to the mat. Shift your hands a little bit forward, shift your hips a little bit forward. Let's lower all the way down to our bellies. We'll take Sphinx pose here. So you walk your elbows forward, kind of finding this 90-degree angle at the elbows, feet about hip distance apart, ground through the tops of the feet. Notice if your knees lift a little bit. If they don't, that's okay. And then bring your shoulders back to find some broadness through the collarbones. And then energetically guide the elbows and the hips toward one another. You might feel a little engagement through the muscles along the spine. You might not. Just notice what you do feel. See if you can reconnect back with your breath here. Take another breath in. As you exhale, release. Bring your left cheek to the mat, gaze to the right, arms by your sides. If you'd like, you could bring the toes toward one another, let the heels fall open. It might feel nice on the lower back. Notice if you can allow the ground to hold you just for a moment. Letting the shoulders soften down toward the earth. Letting the muscles give up their hold, even just for 1 second. And then slowly come back, chin or forehead to the mat. Flip the palms to face down. We'll take full locust here. So start just by lifting the chest off the ground. You could stay right here. This might be enough. Or you might choose to lift your legs. Maybe you lift your arms too. See if you can find the gaze, maybe 6 inches in front of your mat, finding a little length through the back of the neck. And again, with every inhale, your chest might lift a little higher. With every exhale, it might lower. Just notice that movement. One more breath in here. Exhale and release, opposite cheek to the mat. Notice where you'd like to rest your arms. Notice where your legs want to fall. Can you give yourself permission to rest here for just 30 more seconds? And slowly bring your hands underneath you. We're going to roll onto our back. So this might be an awkward little transition, but however you want to get there. Let's roll onto our backs. Notice if you need to adjust anything, whether that's your hair, like me, your lighting, maybe grab a blanket. All right. And then once you arrive, we'll take bridge pose. So plant the feet underneath your knees. You could be about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. I like to find what I call robot arms here. So bending the elbows at a 90-degree angle and then kind of shimmying the shoulders underneath the back. Exhale the breath. And as you inhale, lift your hips up off the mat for bridge pose. Ground your feet. You might even ground your hands down or interlace the fingers underneath your body. Keeping the gaze skyward to protect the neck. Maybe lifting the hips a little higher. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly come down one vertebra at a time. Hips come down last.
Then bring your feet wide, knock your knees in toward one another, fallen bridge. Notice if there's any area of your body where you could use a little bit of your own soothing touch. Maybe it's your chest, your shoulders, or your belly. Maybe it's your head or your hips. Can you feel the warmth or any sensations that your hands provide? Maybe you even feel energy emanating from your hands or a pulsation. Maybe nothing at all. That's okay too. Let's take reclined figure 4, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. You could stay right here, or you can interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. This might be enough. You could stay here. Another option is to kind of guide that left knee towards you as you press the right thigh away with the right elbow. That might give you a little bit of a little more of a stretch through the right hip. Sometimes it's nice to find a little movement side to side, or maybe stillness is calling. Let's take 2 more cycles of breath here. Last cycle of breath here. Slowly release when you're ready. Switch it out. Notice if you want any counter movements. Moving into the next side. Again, you can keep the right foot planted. You can interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. Or maybe guide the right thigh towards you as you press the left thigh away. Find what works for your body right now. Might be different from yesterday or the day before. And then notice if you can slow down the breath here for 2 more cycles. Slowly release. Bring both knees in toward your chest. Give a little squeeze. We'll take a twist. Bring your right knee in toward your chest. Option to scoot the hips a little bit to the right, and then guide the left knee across the body, right knee with your left hand. The right arm can relax by your side. You could even extend the right arm out. Gaze can stay skyward, or you can gaze over your right shoulder. And then you might explore setting the right hip away from your chest. So down toward the bottom of your mat, lengthening the right side body. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, stay here, or maybe twist a little more. One more cycle of breath here. And slowly release. Come back to center. Bring your left knee in toward your chest. Extend your right leg long. Option to scoot the hips a little bit left. As you guide the knee across the body. Notice where you'd like your left arm to be, where you'd like your gaze to be. And then if you'd like, you can send that left hip down toward the bottom of your mat to lengthen the left side body. Inhale. And as you exhale, maybe settle into the twist a little more. 2 more cycles of breath here. A last cycle of breath here in this pose. Slowly release. Come back through to center. Bring both knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a hug around your knees, even if it's just catching your shins. You are worthy of your own love and attention. Thank yourself for spending this time just for you, for tending to your body, to your nervous system, so that you can ripple the healing outward with more capacity. If you'd like, you can bring your forehead in toward your knees. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, find a position for Shavasana for rest that feels right for you. It might be traditional, extending your legs long, extending your arms by your sides. It might not. You might choose to rest on one side. You might choose to rest on your belly or even in a seated position. Find a resting position that feels right for your body, for your system today. And then once you settle in, see if you can become 5 or 10% more comfortable than when you were before. If it feels okay to focus on your breath here, I'll invite 3 breaths as a community. Take an inhale through your nose or mouth, big breath out. Imagine settling in with each exhale. Inhale the breath. Exhale to settle in a little more. One more time, inhale. And exhale, release. If you have the gift of time, stay here for as long as you'd like. It is always an honor and a privilege to guide you through this beautiful practice. And we thank the lineage of yoga teachers that have passed this along to us, to right here, right now. We'll end with a simple thank you. Thank you.